Good day, guys. Do you think there is pressure on Eric Chelle? Personally, I think there is pressure on him. Yesterday, the Nigerian Chan team played against Senegal, and then they performed poorly. They didn't play well. They even lost the game by a goal to nil. There have been a lot of speculations around that there is a lot of pressure, a very big pressure on Eric Chelle. I agree with that because I know there is pressure on him. Looking at the fact that the Nigeria's women's team won the AFCON just recently, that is something people are talking about, that if the women have done it, the men must also do it. Eric Chelle has AFCON to play in December. Eric Chelle has World Cup qualifiers to play. And as it stands now, his chances, or Nigeria's chance of qualifying to the World Cup, my brothers and sisters, it is very, 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 very small. So looking at all these problems around, I think there is a very big pressure on Eric Chelle. So he needs his team to come together, hold him together, make some good decisions for the team, and then they will be good to go. But right now, I know there's pressure on him. Chanana.
Yeah, my brother.
Do you side with me, or you disagree with me?
Yeah, I side with you a bit. Even though people will say this is not the main team of Nigeria, so this is just the B team, the chanting. But all these things are because some of these players will also want to play for the national team, so they'll be giving their best. So this is part of the exercise that Eric Chelle. That is why they've given him this team to also check in, because these local players, you can't just ignore them like that. You have to give some of them the opportunity to excel. So that's why they have given him the team, so that he will be able to control them well and see what is best, so that he can implement it in the main team proper. Yesterday, according to Sesko, he said the Senegalese were more aggressive and their intensity was much more better than the Nigerian team. So who has he to blame? Himself, because he was the one who brought the team out, and they've played some 2 or 3 games before this game. So he can't tell you that this is the first time he's having the team. So I think there's a lot of pressure on him, because no matter what, the last time the AFCON was played, Nigeria were second. And now they brought him because they want him to go one step further. You understand? To do one step better than what they did the last time. Because if because of they don't care about winning, they have left the old coach like that. So he has a huge pressure. And now you all know the female people, they are trying to busting up with the men, trying to be equal with us. So as they've won, there will be always pressure on the men to do the same thing. If you can't go better, you have to do the same thing. And the same thing is what winning the tournament. So I tell you, there's huge pressure on him.
And then you see with Eric Chelle, what is one thing that is actually making the pressure very huge is that Nigerians are not expecting anything short of winning the AFCON. There wouldn't be anything like, oh, he tried or he performed, other than winning the trophy. Because, as you said, the last time Nigeria played in the AFCON, they were runners-up.
They were finalists.
Yes, so you can't come and say, oh, I reached the quarterfinals, I reached the semifinals, I was in the final. You have to win the AFCON. That is what is making the pressure more intense for Eric Chelle. Yeah. And you side with me on that, right?
Very, very well.
Okay. So that is it. Guys, that is it for Eric Chelle and then the Nigerian national team, both the Chan team and then the main team as well. Let's move on to the next news on our table. Alex Iwobi. And then Alex Iwobi has done something that I am very, very, very proud of. You understand? He has made it clear that amidst all troubles, whatever that will happen, he is definitely representing Nigeria in the upcoming AFCON. You know, there have been issues around. Many African players, when it's time for the AFCON, they tend to give excuses. This one will say, oh, I am injured. This one will say like this, because they don't want to come down and then play in the AFCON. You see? So what Alex Iwobi has done, Chanana, how do you see it?
I think this is an added boost to the Nigerian national team, because Iwobi has been a fantastic player for the past 3 years. He has been on form and one of the best players performing for Nigeria now. And we all know he plays in Fulham with his other teammate Calvin Bassey, and Fulham has a total of 4 African players. So that's why some of the Nigerians were having problem believing that by all means one of them was going to do something that he will not come or something, because Fulham will not want to lose all 4 of them. But as he has said that for the Nigeria, I think this is a morale booster for them. So they are sure that it will be, if not injury, because he said it's non-negotiable when it comes for him playing for the AFCON. So if not injury or something miraculous, we expect him to be in the AFCON.
So guys, that is it for Alex Iwobi and then the Nigerian national team. Let's move on quickly to our next news on the table. Tosin Adarabioyo he has finally accepted to represent the Nigerian Super Eagles team. Chanana, what's your take on this?
I think it's a good choice or a good decision for him to make, because he has been doing well with Chelsea, even though he's not a main starter, but he's a main team player, and you always see him play and stuff. And even the last time, Eguavoen was saying that if the players are there and we come to see you to play for us, and you refuse, and you are waiting for whether it's France, England, Italy, and you don't get a call up, don't come to us and want to play. So the better when we come to you as a young player also, come. If you want to play, come. If you don't want to play, make sure that you never come, because don't sit down, don't take us as second option. We never want to be second option. We always want to be first. That's why we came to approach you when you were not playing for a national team. So if you don't choose to play for us, and later that you've waited and waited and waited, maybe at 28, 29, you're almost done, that is when you want to play, then we too will not accept you. So the players should start thinking. And I think this is a good initiative from Adarabioyo to represent Nigerian national team, which is very, very good, because I think for the defense, the Nigerian need numbers at the defense, because their midfield and the forward line exceptional, but I think they are lacking numbers in defense. So since it's a defender, it's a good one at that. I clap for him for that.
I clap for Tosin Adarabioyo.
I
right?
tell you.
Tosin Adarabioyo, we wish you all the best on your new journey. Okay, so guys, let's move on to some small transfer news that we have here. Wilfred Ndidi. Chanana.
Yeah.
Wilfred Ndidi. Besiktas have finally accepted to pay, the fee for his transfer, which happens to be £9 million, right? Okay. But apparently, we've heard that Valencia also wants to hijack the deal.
Yeah.
What's your total take on this?
You see, Ndidi is a good player. When it comes to defensive midfield role, he's one of the best. He have understood that role, played that several times, and he have done exceptionally well. And right now, we all see the numbers that people are using to buy players: 60 million, 70 million. But Ndidi is coming for just 9 million euros, very, very cheap. So I think that's why some of those teams, because Valencia, we all know them, their powers are not usually the way they used to be, because they are former La Liga winners. They won La Liga, they've been to the Champions League final twice and other stuff. They did very well, but now their standards are a bit dropped. So when it comes to money and spending power, they're a bit down. So a player like Ndidi, who is very experienced and very good, will come for something less than 10 million. I think it's something
a very, very good
deal for them. That's why they are also trying to hijack the deal. So now they are just hoping that they present the bid to Leicester, because the 9 million is something that is there. It's a release clause that when Leicester are relegated, any team who comes to pay 9 million in this. So Besiktas are coming with the 9 million. So if Valencia also come with the same 9 million, now the decision will be for Ndidi to make.
Choose where he wants to play.
And I think going to Turkey will be best, because now most of the Nigerians are going, because we have Victor there, Paul Onacho and other things are going there. Even Fenerbahce and Besiktas are even wanting Chukwueze. So I think going there will be enticing for him, because he's going to meet a lot of his players there.
Okay, so guys, that is it for Wilfred Ndidi. Chanana, Newcastle and Alexander Isak. Yeah. There has been, a few back and forth between the player and then the club. Apparently, the player has returned to training. Yeah. Initially, he didn't want to train with the Newcastle team. But I feel, personally, there should be a mutual understanding between the team and the player. Because the player insists that he doesn't want to play for Newcastle anymore. But he is also giving conditions that he only wants Liverpool. Liverpool presented first bid that was 120 million pounds, right? Yeah. Newcastle rejected it. And then Newcastle are actually using the sales of some players as a benchmark to reject that amount. That is Hugo Ekitike and then Florian Wirtz. Looking at their price tags, Newcastle thinks that Alexander Isak performed better than those players last season. So why would you present a bid of 120 while you bought these players for 100 million and above? What do you think about this?
You see, the problem right now is Alexander Isak have shown his displeasure. You understand? You see, there are two different things. When you want to buy some players, who the players are just okay with where they are. When the move comes, they'll move. When they are not pushing, then you have to pay. You have to go all out. But someone like Isak, he has started misbehaving. He has not gone to training. Even the whole preseason, he has not even played any game. Not even started. He was training with Real Sociedad. He just came to Newcastle. Came to England last week, and even now before they are contemplating whether to integrate him back into the squad or other things, because of some things that are happening. So with a player like this, I think 120 million pounds for him is good money, but they've rejected it. And Liverpool, we understand, will be coming in with an improved offer, which I heard is almost 140 million pounds.
Because myself, I think some of these teams are actually using some businesses they do to destroy some of, the deals that go about like player sales and all. Because Alexander Isak going for 120 million, my brother.
Let's be frank, Alexander Isak is not a grade A striker. It's just that standards have dropped. That is why. When we talk about the end time we watch football, Shevchenko, Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy, look at them, Thierry Henry and things. Do you think, let's be frank, do Alexander
No, he doesn't fall in that league, not at all.
But look at the money they are paying, because now the transfer market is bloated. This is what we have now, so we are cool with it. But Liverpool will be coming.
Even for Alexander Isak, how many seasons has he proven himself?
He has played 3 seasons in Newcastle, and apart from Mohamed Salah and Haaland, nobody has scored a higher goal in the Premier League than him.
All the 3 seasons
all the 3 seasons he has scored 57 goals in the Premier League, which is good for a Premier League striker. It's good numbers, you understand. But that standard, I tell you, is nowhere near a grade A striker. Meaning, if you calculate it, meaning every season can't guarantee you 20 goals, because 57 goals.
For 3 seasons,
meaning can't guarantee you 20. And when you talk about grade A strikers, those are the strikers that every season in the league they guarantee you 20 goals upwards.
Okay.
You also watch Ronaldo and Messi came to, and this market, if Ronaldo and Messi were in this market, I think no team can buy them. Because you see players 13 goals, 12 goals going for 50 and 70 million. Then Messi and Ronaldo who scored 50 for rapping season, they will go for billions.
Okay, so my advice I have for Newcastle is that they should try and then get Isak off the team, take that money, because if he underperforms this season, trust me, you are not going to get that money for him next season.
His value will drop.
Yes, if he underperforms.
It's not that if he will underperform, because now his heart is not in a team.
Okay, yes.
You understand? So he will surely underperform.
That is also
that
a
is
fact.
The way football is. So right now that the value is high, you just go in. And now Liverpool are willing to pay up to 140 million pounds. This is one of the best deals that you can ever get. This will be a record-breaking in England transfer. That should tell you the amount how much Liverpool is willing to sacrifice to have that boy in their team. So just let him go for the money. That money can get you 2-3 players. Build your team. You have not lost, so go for the money and be free.
Okay, so guys, that is it for Alexander Isak and then Newcastle. Let's quickly move to other news. Dortmund, they want to raid the Chelsea team. Currently, Dortmund wants to sign 4 players from the current Chelsea team.
Yeah.
Tyreek George, Chukwuemeka. Okay, Chukwuemeka was already with them on loan last season.
Yeah.
Chukwuemeka, Tyreek George,
Renato Viega, and
Axel Disasi.
Yeah.
So Dortmund, what you want to do to Chelsea is it good for you? You want to actually raid the whole Chelsea team. Do you think this will be a good deal for Chelsea or not?
A very, very good deal for Chelsea, because most of these players are not wanted. Let's be frank. How many times do you see these players play in the Chelsea team?
Yeah.
No. You understand? Chelsea have spent almost above 200 million pounds. So they are waiting
on transfers.
So they want to recoup their money, because they have not finished with their transfer. Chelsea have signed Jerome Atto just recently for 37.5 million pounds. And now they want to sign Xavi Simons and Garnacho. And they need money. They need money in almost 100 million pounds. So these players, at least, if they can, these 4 players can live for the region of 80 million. Because when it comes to Chukwuemeka there, Dortmund are discussing a permanent deal, and they are willing to pay 22 million pounds for him, which I know Chelsea will accept, because Chukwuemeka there, let's be frank, injuries and other things have hindered his performance and his progress in Chelsea. So it's time for him to let him go. And Dortmund is a very, very good team. You'll be seeing him playing the Champions League and other things, so you can rediscover his form and other things. So him going to Dortmund here, I think is good. And Tyreek George and other things, Chelsea are willing to let Tyreek George go on loan basis, or even if they say there's a permanent deal, they said they will put in a buyback clause, because that guy is very, very good. But because of now the way things are at Chelsea, they want him to go outside and get a lot of playing time, so that his level will improve drastically. Because when he's in Chelsea, the playing time will be that low. So better to go to a team that they want him to perform more. So I think the deal is there to be good for Chelsea in terms of the monetary aspect.
Okay, guys, Darwin Nunez, he has finally accepted to join Al-Hilal. Chanana, do you think it is a good deal for Darwin Nunez? Definitely it is a good deal for Al-Hilal, but Darwin Nunez, Personally, I think he doesn't have a chance in this current team Liverpool is building. This current attack, especially the attack. Do you think it's a good deal for him as a player?
For me, I think, yeah, it's a good deal for him. Maybe because it will come with good money. We all know the salary that he's going to get at Al-Hilal. There will be double or thrice of what he's taking in Liverpool. And for Al-Hilal to pay 65 million plus 10 million add-ons, that should tell you that they really needed a striker. And they've gotten their man. And now, because it was clear evident that Nunez will not be a starter in the team. And we know the World Cup is fast approaching. So he wants to play and be in top form. Even though we say the standard in Saudi is a bit down and stuff. But playing in Saudi will far better than sitting on the bench in Liverpool.
Because right now in Saudi, they are making the league attractive. There's João Felix, there's Cristiano Ronaldo,
Benzema,
N'Golo Kante.
Yeah. And Al-Hilal, we saw them. They came to they beat Man City. They beat Man City in the Club World Cup. So that should tell you that the Saudi league is not a joke
and then
at
Real
all.
Madrid even couldn't beat them.
Yeah, so I tell you, it's not a joke at all. So the Saudi league, they are building a team, and I tell you, the strongest team there is Al-Hilal. Even though I'm an Al Nassr fan, but the strongest team there is Al-Hilal. When you meet them, so him going to Al-Hilal is going to make them much more stronger. The only thing, so he need it, and I think the salary and everything. Liverpool are wanting to sell. So now Liverpool are having their fans to go for Isak because they sold Luis Diaz for 65. Darwin Nunez 65. That's almost 130 million.
You can buy Alexander Isak.
You can buy Alexander Isak. So now their problem is now to negotiate with Newcastle and they get their man. So let's see what happens.
Okay, so guys, that is it for Liverpool, Darwin Nunez, and then Al-Hilal. Let's move on to the next news we have on our decks. Chanana, Benjamin Sesko. Ruben Amorim had a very lengthy conversation with this player. Yeah. As it stands now, the chances of this player joining Manchester United is very high. Yeah. But we all know that Newcastle is also hiding in the corner, eyeing the move. And then for me, I think before this move would be made possible for Newcastle, they need to offload Alexander Isak because they can't take Benjamin Sesko while Isak is still playing in the team. Yeah. Between these two teams, where do you think will be a very best destination for Benjamin Sesko?
See, Benjamin Sesko has made it clear that I think the guy is a smart boy. I think he did his things well because we all know Arsenal were the team who went hard for him, but because of some things, Arsenal pulled out and went for Gyökeres rather, and they got their man. But I think he has learned from that because he accepted both, even though we all know he likes Manchester, he accepted their offer, and the same thing, agreed personal terms with Newcastle, trying to tell Manchester that even though I want to play for you, I'll not make things easy for you. So now you are left with go and decide with Leipzig. And Leipzig have given him the assurance that when the right offer is presented, they will let him leave. You understand? So Newcastle went with 80 million plus 10 million add-ons. And Manchester also went with 75 million plus 10 million add-ons. But Manchester, there are 5 million add-ons. It's very easy to get. Okay. Appearances, then you get a 5 million. So they're trying to make things, and with what we are hearing now, the player has chose Manchester United. So now Manchester are waiting on Leipzig to see whether they will accept their offer of 75 plus 10, because I'm hearing news that Manchester wants to go with the same offer. They want to improve the 75 and now make it 80. Okay. That's the base. Then 10 million add-ons, so that it will be exactly as what Newcastle has presented, because Newcastle is a bit higher than them. Then they will see whether, because
as it stands now, Newcastle is actually playing in the Champions League, and then that is something that is very attractive if your team is playing in the Champions League.
But you see that they have something we always used to say is form is temporal,
class is permanent.
Manchester United is class,
okay,
and Newcastle is just form. Okay. That's why the guy is sitting down and imagine, because Newcastle, let's be frank, they came to the Champions League, they've missed out when they are back again. They are not guaranteed, but when Manchester picks their mojo, we all know you see them all the time in the Champions League. So he's thinking that no, let me go to Manchester with the history and other things, and let me be part of that team that is going to bring Manchester back to the top, so that his name will be much more remembered. So I think that's the reason why he's still insisting on playing for Manchester United.
Okay, so guys, that is it for what we have for you today. My name is Seram. I was accompanied by my brother Chanana. This is Sports Corner GH. Don't forget to like, share, and then subscribe. Catch you later. We go vibe.